Is it possible that Red Bull got it right when they added taurine to the caffeine? I think so. If you follow my channel, you already probably know that I am obsessed with manipulating brain chemistry so that we're always motivated, we're always inspired. And I do that by teaching you how to raise your baseline dopamine levels and doing so many few other things here and there. One of the ways in which you can raise your dopamine levels is by supplementing with taurine. Taurine is naturally made in our bodies, and we can find it in very high amounts in animal foods. So a lot of my audience probably already follows a carnivore diet, so we're doing great in that area, but it's not enough because as we age, we start to lose the amount of taurine in our cells, and that has been correlated with accelerated aging. So it's always a good idea to add that in as an anti-aging agent, and that's why I make sure I take 3 grams of taurine every single day, a pill in the morning, a pill in the middle of the day, and I take a pill, sometimes 2, right before I go to sleep with magnesium, because it also helps you go to sleep easier. Every pill is 1 gram, so I'm taking around 3 to 4 grams a day, and I'll also make sure that my 61-year-old hubby also takes that as an anti-aging regimen. I want to focus this video on the brain benefits of taurine, and I'm going to pull that from my Monster Mind, the supplements guide, which talks about all of the brain drugs that people are taking, that I am taking, and that help us maintain a high level of productivity, be a peak performer, shred fast easily, and slow down the rate of our aging. Anxiety. This is a big one for me because when I started supplementing with nicotine, which I have right now, it's great. That plus the caffeine supplementation, they're all fantastic. My productivity went through the roof. I love it. I know how to cycle off of it. I'm not going to go into all of the protocol right now. But I noticed the more productive I am and the more on I am, also a little bit more anxiety creeps in. And this is where taurine's anti-anxiety effects come in and have truly changed the game for me. Taurine has been shown to reduce anxiety-like behaviors in animals and humans. It may do this by binding to and activating the strychnine-sensitive glycine receptor. That's just the mechanism of how it does it. All you want to know is that there are tons of studies that I went over, and they all pretty much show the same thing. Taurine is a very powerful anti-anxiety supplement. Also, taurine looks very similar to GABA. GABA is a neurotransmitter in the brain that also is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, meaning that it slows down the rate of firing of your brain cells or neurons, and by doing that, it really calms you down and eliminates anxiety. And so taurine, just like GABA, is an anti-anxiety neurotransmitter, some researchers claim. And it's been shown that patients who report high levels of anxiety, when you test them, they have very low levels of taurine. So that's very interesting. Another amazing benefit is that taurine will directly increase dopamine levels in your brain. How fast after supplementing with taurine should you expect some benefits? The majority of taurine is absorbed in the GI tract within 1 to 2.5 hours after you consume it. So it's pretty fast acting. It is best to take it on an empty stomach because you can absorb it to a higher degree. And if you're following a normal diet, what most people are eating, an omnivore diet that just includes a little bit of everything, meats and plants, you're probably getting around 400 milligrams of taurine in your diet daily. If you are a carnivore, of course, you'd be getting more because you're eating more animal foods that are especially rich in taurine. Vegetarians and vegans will get the least amount of taurine from their diet. I do have a video that went pretty wild in the vegan community because it was listing the 13 deficiencies you start to accumulate on a vegan diet. They did not like to hear that. So a vegan has just so many disadvantages, unfortunately, not just taurine deficiencies and just not being able to optimize for taurine intake. So you can check that out. I have to remember to post it in the description box below so you can click on it and check it out. You want to be careful if you are supplementing with taurine. That's why I keep it at like 3 or 4 max grams of taurine, because if you take more than 3 grams of taurine, it might cause gastrointestinal distress, especially if you take it all at once. So it's really important to divide it up into doses. And if you naturally have low blood pressure, because taurine can normalize blood pressure and can lower blood pressure, it's great if you have high blood pressure. But if you have regular blood pressure or low blood pressure and you're taking a lot of taurine, you want to be careful. You don't want to drop your blood pressure even further down. Seafood is especially high in taurine, especially things like scallops, mussels, seaweed, clams, oysters, octopus, squid. I'm not a big fan of those foods, and so in terms of the foods that I like to eat, turkey, especially dark meat turkey, is the highest, followed by chicken, and then you've got whitefish, pork, salami, ham, lamb, beef, tuna, shrimp, goat's milk, and egg yolk, yogurt, cow's milk, and ice cream, which really doesn't have that much. So again, if we focus on eating a carnivore diet, you would be really getting a lot of taurine, but of course not enough if your goal is to slow down the rate of aging, because as much as we would like the carnivore diet to be the cure-all for everything, it's not going to cure aging. You're still going to age, and worse off, get sick, because that's what aging is, getting slowly sicker and weaker and more depressed and more anxious until we finally die. So we don't want that, which is why having a good anti-aging regimen that includes taurine, I think, might be helpful. Now, remember, everything that I share with you is just for research purposes. I am not your doctor. Ask your doctor what is best for you, and more importantly, take full responsibility for your health. Do your research. You know your health better than anybody else, and you should be able to make an educated decision on what you should or should not put into your body. If you want more powerful brain boosting supplement information, check out my guide, Monster Mind, the supplements. I'm very excited about that one because while my guide, Dopamine Brain, is so powerful in raising your baseline dopamine levels, I believe that a lot of people, including myself, will get even more of a powerful boost if we are aware about all the other things that can help us regulate our brain function so that it has less inflammation, it has higher dopamine, and it can give us the motivation and energy that is needed to be consistent with our goals. The guides are on my website, drzaldivar.com/shop. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, it's drzaldivar.com/coaching. And if you want a free guide, the 30-day carnivore diet challenge guide, I will send it to you if you sign up to my newsletter, which is linked below, within 24 hours of this YouTube video going live. I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed this kind of content, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell icon so YouTube alerts you every time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.